Hey buddy, welcome back to the channel, or indeed, if you are new to the channel, welcome along. My name is Andy, your uncommentator for episode number 22 of this Extreme Warfare Revenge series. Now, I don't know why I said 22 like that. I don't know if I don't know if people are in the middle of the wrestling fans, Taylor Swift fans Venn diagram. But anyway, if you are, good luck to you, and hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's quickly move on, though, to talk about what's going to happen in this video. So in this episode of the series, I'm going to be booking the next two shows of next episodes of Warfare, and that's going to then mean that we're up to and ready to do the big August event, City of Devils, which is going to take place on the 31st of August. Well, game time. I don't know about the real life. It's going to be uploaded. Anyway, move on. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen in this video. So just a quick recap before we start going forward of where we finished up at the end of the last video. So we're starting to put the card together for the aforementioned event, City of Devils. I think we've booked, I want to say 4 matches at this point. So we've got the women's title match, Mickie James versus Tennille Dashwood. We've got the world title match, Eli Drake versus Congo Kong. We've got Kairi Sane booked to take on Gianna Perazzo, and then we've got the big elimination match, the big winner-takes-all match between the Troop and the Glory Days. Now, so far, the Troop have got 3 members, and the Glory Days have got 7. So, it's a little bit uneven, but we'll see how that pans out on the next 2 episodes of Warfare. Can the Troop recruit some more troops, so to speak? Anyway, let's get on with it. So we're up to Friday the 16th of August. At time of recording this, it is Monday the 12th of August. So a little bit in advance. Of course, our Warfare episodes take place on Thursday, for those of you that haven't, those that haven't been watching the series. We've already got an incident. Oh, okay. So several messages coming about backstage with Mark Andrews. Have I got him booked to do anything on the next 2 episodes? Because if I haven't, I may have to instill some discipline in this locker room. I have actually got him booked. Can we change that match? Does it really matter? You know what? I'm just going to ignore it. Wouldn't normally, but no, we've got some more emails. Yeah, wouldn't normally do that, but yeah, I have got him booked, so yeah, okay. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Right, so Masquerita Dorada is going to sign a contract with WoW. So that's interesting to see how he gets on in Women of Wrestling. Tommy Dreamer's gone to MLW. Jinsei Shizaki, or Hakushi, as he was called in WWE, has gone to Impact. AAA have signed Eric to a written contract, so that's one of the Viking Raiders. And that's all. Masquerita Tommy okay, Jinsei Shizaki already working for somebody. No, that's his first no, he isn't. That's his first well, he's touring with Japan. But Masquerita Dorada, is that a mini wrestler? Yeah. Brawl 9. That'll be interesting. What was I going to check? Ivar. Or was it Eric? I can't remember which one it was now that got signed. I remember he's terrible. Are either of them there? Sorry, I will move on in a second. Just want to check something. So Ivar, AAA, Eric, AAA. No, that's good. They're both in AAA now. Oh, interesting. Anyway, move on. Right, so we don't need to care about any of those now. Don't know I'm keeping that email, but, you know, just in case. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd suspended Mark Andrews now. Just, I don't, and this is the theme of this series, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it's going to affect morale or anything, or... Yeah. I do like to suspend people for disciplinary breaches like that. Okay, more interesting emails. AW brings into national level, so they did drop to cult level earlier in the series. House of Hardcore have risen to national level. NXT's been renewed. AAA fallen to cult level, so clearly completing the signing of the Viking Raider, which I can't remember which one it was now, Ivar, I think, wasn't it? That's worked wonders for their business. All Out. Perfect Crime. Okay, never heard that before, whether it's a real thing or not. And of course, SummerSlam, we don't care about that. Took place on the 3rd of August in real life, not the 18th. Although in this game, the events generally take place on Sundays, even though, well, certainly WWE anyway. They do a lot more events on Saturdays now, aren't they? I mean, AEW sticking to Sundays generally. I can't speak for too many other promotions because I don't know, if I'm being honest. Well, I see what this incident is. So 2 incidents already, which worries me slightly. I really hope it's not an injury. Okay, it is an injury, and it's Zeus's. Let's see how long she's out for. 2 months. It's not too bad. Don't have to my voice then. Harkening back to the introduction, where I said 2 there. Okay, I don't think I've actually got Zeus's boat, which is to the surprise of no one. Okay, let's go through these emails then. So now AEW have got bigger, they need more staff and probably more wrestlers. So let's see who they've signed. Bill Behrens, don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. I think that's a writer, Christopher Ammon, or possibly medical. Don't know who that is. Mike Chioda. We know who Mike Chioda is. Okay, that's it. Doyle Moon. Oh yeah, they went to Dewey Foley. I don't know if they're going to cane him. It is House of Hardcore, so it's possible. Dewey Foley, what is he? Is he a trainer? Oh, yeah, it's a team back. Dixie Carter, didn't realise she was there. As a writer, Dewey Foley, that doesn't make sense given who his father is. No, she's production. Why is she not in the owners section? Well, there's staff on this. I mean, you can't see them on this list, but there's staff on this game that are owners, like Ted Turner, for example. I think I've talked about that earlier in the series. Yeah, I might stick if I can find a photo of Dewey Foley, I might stick one on for him. Interesting. Right, don't care about that. Joseph Chandler, I think he's medical. I'm not sure about Chris Goff or Shane Sewell. Tom Phillips, well, he's a ring announcer, of course, or a commentator, we're going to call it. Okay, so now they've fallen to cult level. They don't want Jamie Noble anymore. I think it's a road agent. Negro Casas. AEW signed Negro Casas. I believe is he about 60 years old? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's a bit of a random signing. Is that the guy that was signed by Impact? Yeah. Why is he suddenly popular? I mean, good luck to him, but yeah, a bit random. Okay, what else we got? Mystico. Luke Gallows, House of Hardcore. We've signed Mr. Anderson. Triple A released Taya Valkyrie. And El Elegido. Okay, interesting. Let's have a quick look at Taya Valkyrie. So she's still working for Rise and Impact. House of Hardcore. Was it Luke Gallows they signed? I think it was. He's 2 with Noah. They don't have Carl Anderson. So the Viking Raiders have been reunited, but the Good Brothers haven't, whatever you want to call them. What are they actually called on here? There's Carl Anderson. They must be on a written contract with somebody. We'll actually move on and do some booking soon, so apologies. Oh, he's still at WWE, that's why. Fair enough. Who's the other one? No, I can't remember now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's carry on. Can we get through the rest of this without any more incidents? I'm hoping so. So Takao Mori's gone to Chikara. Danny Havoc's gone to CMLL rather than Chikara. Low Key's gone to CMLL rather than World Wrestling Network. Satoshi Kojima's gone to Impact. Oh, interesting. I do quite like. I do like finding out who people are hiring. Satoshi Kojima. Okay, I'm going to save some of these emails. I might check them when I'm not recording because I'm conscious this video's nearly 10 minutes long and I've not done anything yet other than just talk. Okay, let's put an end to that though. So we're about to do some booking because it's the 22nd of August. Masato Tanaka's gone to WWN, presumably to replace Low Key. not quite a like-for-like replacement. Anyway, so this is the penultimate show before... Is it penultimate? Yeah, it's the second last Warfare before we book City of Devils. My mind's just going. I'm not concentrating. Oh yeah, City of Devils coming up at the end of the month. That's gonna be on a separate video though. So I'm not gonna book 3 shows in this video. Otherwise, it'll be about 4 hours long. Anywho, right, let's get on with it then. I don't think there's anything I need to. I think we just get going. Yeah, right. So we're gonna kick things off. Keeping up the theme that's been recurring, on the last couple of shows. So it's going to be Mick Foley getting in Excalibur's face. Only this time, it's going to get physical. So the last couple of shows, he's just basically slagged him off. This time, he's actually going to attack him. So authority. Where is it? Worker. Right, authority gets beaten up. Yep. So it's Mick Foley. So it's Excalibur getting beaten up by Mick Foley. So basically what would happen here is obviously come to the ring, get in his face again. Excalibur would start to, like... So far, Excalibur's kind of just stood there and took the verbal dressing down, basically. But he'd start to visibly get a bit annoyed and Foley would punch him. Basically, that's what happened there. So that's been teased for a few weeks. We're now going to do a bit of a warm-up match for the women's title. So it's going to be Tennille Dashwood taking on Jessie Brooks. And I believe Jessie Brooks has teamed with Mickie James in the past. I can't remember though, but Tennille Dashwood is obviously going to win. So we need to build her up. Ready for a title shot. Nice clean win. No extra bits needed for that one. And now comes the reason why I didn't suspend Mark Andrews. The newly formed team of Go Time, Kushida and Go Shiozaki. And they are going to be taking on Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. There's many marks that we've got in this company. And of course, to record 3 wins in a row, they win. So Go Shiozaki will pin Andrews cleanly, but then Mikey Nichols and Shane Thorne will run in and attack them. Not a failed run in, an actual run in. And I think we can all see where this is going. Giving Go Time quite a few wins. Now, of course, I think they faced each other last. So the last show we had a 4-on-4 and Go Time team with Crime Time to take on the Mighty and Morgan and Andrews. So that's just kind of a bit of a follow up for that one. Right, and then to just hammer home this point, we're going to do a little bit of a backstage angle. It's going to be an ambush angle. And it's going to be a 2-on-1 backstage ambush. It's going to be Papa Shango and Kevin Sullivan, who's passed away recently at the time of well, I say recently. Time of recording, it's recent, but by the time, yeah. Anyway, he's passed away, so that's unfortunate, of course. And he's going to beat up Keith Lee. Again, just to hammer home the point that there's a lot more members of the Glory Days than there is the Troop, and my foot's going numb. Not that anybody needed to know that. If you heard me shuffling there, that's why I was doing it. And then we're going to have another angle, and it's going to be a bit of insult trading. It says in the ring, but it wouldn't be. This would be backstage. So it's going to be Dominik Dijakovic arguing with Bob Backlund. Now, obviously these are both heels. But in the last show, Dijakovic took on Drew Gulak, and it ended in a no contest. And if you remember, I said that, well, Dijakovic just wouldn't be bothered. Gulak would get into it with Backlund, and Dijakovic just walk off like he didn't care. And then Backlund so in this segment, Backlund would call him out on it. So this is what's wrong. Obviously, he prefers that. This is what's wrong with young wrestlers nowadays. They don't care. They just want a payday. They're not bothered if they're not with. And then Dijakovic would come back with some kind of cutting. I can't think of anything witty to say, but he'd come up with some kind of cutting remark as a rebuttal. So planting some more seeds there. Next, we're going to move on to an interview. It's going to be just building up the women's title match. So Mickey just get asked about, did you watch Tennille's win earlier? It was quite impressive, and yeah, I did, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, okay. Next up, we're going to have, so it's going to be an angle. This is going to be a bit of a weird angle. So it's one-on-one angle. So call out unanswered. But it's not going to be in the usual way. So it's going to be Congo Kong calling out Eli Drake. But what's going to happen here is... What would happen here is Congo Kong would come out. He'd call out Eli Drake. And then they could do the... Because this spot... I hate saying spot, but I suppose that's what they call it, isn't it? This spot always works for me. So Congo Kong would get in the ring. He'd brag about breaking Eli Drake's ankle a few weeks ago. And then he'd call him out and say, come on then, Eli, what are you going to do about it? And then Eli Drake's music had hit. Obviously, hopefully the crowd would pop. And then it'd play, no one had come out, and then it'd become quite obvious that... that Eli Drake wasn't there. So, I always think that spot kind of works quite well. And then he'd mention Congo Kong, he'd remind fans of the fact that, your title shot expires at the end of August, so you've got less than 2 weeks to get ready. I don't think, I've broken your ankle, you're not going to be ready. So this title match is off. Just kind of, again, hammering home the fact that he's injured Eli Drake a few weeks ago when he broke his ankle. I think my house has been broken. Speaking of broken, I think my house has been broken into based on what I can hear in the background, but hopefully not. We'll plough on. Right, next up we've got a debut actually. So I'd signed somebody between recording the last video and this one, and you're going to find out who it is in a second. It's going to be a singles match. It's going to be Orange Cassidy taking on the debut-in Brian Cage. So we signed Brian Cage on a written contract. That's why. So that's part of the reason why at the start of the video, Impact, because he had an open contract with Impact and AAA when I signed him. So obviously they've lost members of the roster, so that's why they hired. Who was it? Was it Jinsei Shizaki and the Viking Raider? Well, I can't remember who it was. It's only been less than 20 minutes. I can't remember. But anyway, that's why that happened, because we've signed Brian Cage. And so of course he's going to win this match. However, he's going to win by interference from Josh Barnett. So I suppose what we could do here, we don't need to, but what we could do here is say that Brian Cage is Super Dragon's big signing, and Josh Barnett has kind of loosely been Super Dragon's muscle ever since the Eli Drake feud. So he's been sent out there to make sure that he doesn't lose his big debut. No aftermath. And that's just to debut Brian Cage. I mean, it isn't to do that. Well, it's partly to do that. There's other reasons for that match, but we'll move on. We'll move on to the next segment. So another storyline that's been developing quite nicely, I think. We're going to have another angle. It's going to be a manager angle this time. Worker asked to give client match accepted. Yep. So in this segment, we're going to have Katrina is going to ask Paige to give Asuka a match. So Paige has been... So in this segment... Well, so in previous segments, Paige has been trying to talk to Asuka. Katrina's been keeping Asuka away. So Asuka's not been seen... Asuka's not been on Warfare all month. So then in this segment, basically, Katrina said, I've talked to Asuka and she's not interested in anything you've got to say. In fact, she wants a match with you to hammer that point home. Just, if you don't believe me, if you don't believe what I'm saying, well, she'll prove it to you by beating you in a match. And then obviously Paige accepts. So that's that match booked for what's it called? What's his name again? Yeah, that's the laughing at my own joke there. That was City of Devils, there we go, got them in the head. Yeah, so that's now booked for City of Devils at the end of the month. Katrina, I'm having an absolute Western super here. I really am booking this. Anyway, 2 segments to go, and then another show to get through. So in this segment, it's going to be another authority angle. It's down the bottom. Yeah, authority versus authority confrontation. So Super Dragon and Excalibur. So what would happen here is Super Dragon would come to the ring, and he'd go over to Excalibur. He'd say, you know, I can't believe you're letting Mick Foley talk to you like this. I know he's a hardcore legend, whatever, but, you know, you should be standing up for yourself. He basically makes fun of him for letting Foley knock him about a little bit earlier in the show. And then the main event, and it's, of course, a tag match, my favourite thing, it seems. And it's going to be Bandido and Drew Gulak. This is why they didn't help Keith Lee earlier, because they were preparing for this match, which would have been mentioned earlier in the show. And they... Oh, actually, no, it's not a tag team match. Forget that. It's a handicap match. Forget I said that. If I can actually find it. There we go. So it's 2 against 3. So again, to hammer on the point, there's a lot less members of the troupe than there are the Glory Days. So it's Bandido and Drew Gulak, and they're going to take on Rick Steiner and the Powers of Pain. And I've got to have a winner and a loser, which is annoying, because I wanted a no contest. So the Powers of Pain are going to have to win, which I didn't really want them to do. So we'll have the Barbarian pin Drew Gulak. Why not? Let's go for a size difference. Okay. No, we won't continue anyway then. Okay. Who knew Drew Gulak could be such a Gulak? There we go. So I have to have Rick Steiner. Fair enough. So we can change it to Bandido. Let's go for... Yeah, let's change it. I want the Barbarian or the Warlord to win. So we'll go for the Barbarian. Yeah, and then Mick Foley's going to come back out and help them win, basically. So what I wanted was a no contest because of Mick Foley, but we'll just have him helping them win. Fair enough. Right, so that is the show. Let's go. Hopefully it'll be good. I don't think... the last 2 shows have been really good. I've not got high expectations for this one. I don't know why. I'm sure I've said this before. Probably have done. I tend to repeat myself. Well, that was a much better match than I was expecting, so that's good. It was so good I couldn't even say it, let alone anything else. Good. Yeah, that was going to be good. Oh, well that's good. Because Dijakovic needs to get some overness, so that's excellent actually. Putting him in with somebody more charismatic than him clearly worked. Good. Really good. That feud's going gangbusters. I'm really pleased with that. I was hoping that was going to be a bit better, to be honest, but hey ho. Fantastic segment. Fantastic. Excellent segment. That was never going to be good, but that's fine. It's not really the point. Well, that was way better than I thought it was going to be. That was excellent. Obviously, the Paige, Katrina, Asuka angle was one of the main reasons, but certainly that Eli Drake angle as well. Really, really good. I'm really pleased with that. Send me a hand up if you're offering me that. Yeah, that Eli Drake Congo Kong feud is going really, really well if I do say so myself. I do think the booking's been pretty good for that one. My compliments to the booker, whoever that guy is. So 514 people turned up for that. We got a 3. Is that the first over 3 rating that we've had? Yeah, I think it is. I'm sure the last rating was 2.95, so that's good. But clearly word's getting round about how good we are. And modest as well as an excellent booker, of course. Cults are just a go-home show to go... Yeah, what I was going to say before I interrupted myself was... I always find the second to last show before a big event the hardest one to book. I don't know why. I think I've said this before. I feel like it's because by that point you've kind of already got your building blocks in place and you just want to kind of get to the event. But I also think a go-home show is easier to book. Because you just kind of like... You just kind of look at your pay-per-view card or your big event card and think, right, I just need to build hype for this match, you know, so it is Yeah, the one before that I was found a little bit more challenging. 84% public image, so will become national soon, like AEW, so that's good. Ooh, we're 9, so we've gone above AAA. So we're a bigger company than AAA apparently, which is interesting. So Major League Wrestling, let's just have a quick look at where they are. So we're at 84%. AAA are at 83%, so we're one above them. And Major League Wrestling are at 91%, so they've got a little bit of a head start on us. Ooh, 16 emails, so plenty of goings on, and they are. So Lucha Libre CMLR's show's been renewed. Good. So Apollo Crews has gone to WWN. Tama Tonga's gone to WWN. Just Incredible's gone to WWN. Just Incredible's stats are really good, actually. Just through. When I signed Brian Cage, I was genuinely considering signing Just Incredible. So that doesn't surprise me all that much. Never say never. Interesting, at the time of recording, I think Never Say Never happened in real life, which I suppose makes sense because we're in August 2024. So, yeah, it was wasn't really much of a revelation, that was it. I'm keeping some of these emails because I'm gonna check them. Night of the Dummies. Not exactly Bound for Glory, is it? Yeah, I'm gonna check some of these after the when I finish this recording. I just want to have a quick look at things. There is a reason, which I won't go into because I don't want to spoil it. I'm not planning to more hirings, or am I? Is that a red herring? Anyway, Wednesday the 28th. So Thursday the 29th of August. So this is the go home show now for City of Devils. I'm hoping if anyone's following this series, I'm hoping this build-up's been good. I think this has been excellent build-up, to be honest with you. I mean, I know self-praise is no praise, but I'm really pleased with where this has come together, actually. We're now the 10th promotion again. If AAA gone above, no, we're still bigger than AAA. That's good. And WWN, which I'm surprised about. I feel like they have a show every day, but maybe I'm wrong. Anywho, go home show for go home show for City of Devils. Sorry, I got distracted then. I was just checking what I'm booking. Now I normally book the segments. Yeah, we'll stick with that. I was gonna book things out of order because this first segment I'm not quite sure what to do with it, but I'm not quite sure how to book it. So it's an angle. Let's go for. I know what we'll do. We'll go for a running table attack failed. That's what we'll do. Yeah. We'll do it this way. So, yeah. So it's going to be Mick Foley attacking Excalibur. So again, for the fourth or fifth time in a row, maybe the fourth time, Foley comes out at the start of the show, goes to criticise Excalibur. This time Excalibur, I mean, he's not going to put him through a table, even though that's what would happen here. But basically, Excalibur stands up to Foley. You know, like, it says, right, I'm sick of your BS, whatever you want to call it. And then he stands up to him, and so Foley tries to get physical, but Excalibur gets the better of him, basically. And then Excalibur will announce, I'm joining. If no one's going to join the troop, I'll do it myself. So Excalibur joins the troop. So Excalibur now is in the main event. Well, not the main event. Excalibur's in the big elimination match at the at City of Devils. So Excalibur's now a member of the troop. And also in this segment, Excalibur books Keith Lee versus Mick Foley. So while he stood up to him, he'll say, "Oh, and by the way, you're in the main event tonight, and you're taking on Keith Lee." So Keith Lee versus Mick Foley, booked for the main event. I'm hoping Foley doesn't lose over us from that, but I don't think he will. And then we're on to a match. It's going to be Orange Cassidy once again taking on Congo Kong. So of course these had a title program recently. So Congo Kong wins, like he did in the title program, that's why he's still champion. Non-title match. If there's one thing I absolutely hate in real life wrestling booking. I hate it when there's a title match being built, and then the champion has to defend against. And the microphone's just fallen over annoyingly. So apologies for that. Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, that's going to sound great. Edit that out. I hate it when there's a title match booked, or being built up, or it has been booked, and then the champion has to defend the belt against somebody else in the meantime. I absolutely hate that. I don't know why they do it. Because I know why they do it, okay, I know why they do it. But it's obvious the champion's going to retain. I absolutely hate that. So a good example at the minute is, and I know why they did it, but like a good example at the minute is MJF having to defend, at the minute, like at the time of recording this, MJF's defending that American, whatever you want to call it, international title against other people, even though the match with Will Ospreay has been booked for Wembley. So he's clearly not going to lose the. I just it does my head in. I absolutely hate it. I think I hate it even more than teased or failed Money in the Bank cash-ins, and I absolutely hate those as well. But yeah, anyway, move on. Right, so Congo Kong wins, but not cleanly. He wins by interference from Josh Barnett. But then Orange Cassidy is saved by a returning Eli Drake. So Eli Drake has recovered from his ankle. Injury. And he's recovered enough to save Orange Cassidy. So what would happen here is Eli Drake's music had hit. What we could do the old fake out again. So we could have Eli Drake's music hitting, Congo Kong pulling the surprise face if it's like, what the hell's going on? And then he laughs when he realises that Eli Drake's not here. They go back to beating up Orange Cassidy, both of them, Kong and Josh Barnett, and then Eli Drake's music hits again, and then he does actually come out, and he'll come out with a boot on his foot, you know, one of those grey medical boot things. He'll hobble out, but then he'll take it off and throw it to the crowd or whatever, go in and run wild. So Eli Drake's back, so that's just confirming that the title match is still on. He's not really injured. And then we're going to book another match. So let's flesh out the further fleshing out of the City of Devils card. I actually remember what the event's called, which is good for me. So it's going to be Authority Books 1-on-1 for the next big event. Could have been next show, I suppose. The same thing. It's going to be Super Dragon this time. That's going to book his old buddy Josh Barnett against Orange Cassidy. Next up, we'll have an interview with Brian Cage, where he's just going to say, essentially, Brian Cage. Sounds like something for the something you have for the washing up. But no, Brian Cage, and he's just basically going to say why he's here. So, I'm here to win titles. I'm not here to make friends. I'm going to, I am the Machine. I am Swolverine. Blah blah blah. Hopefully, a bit cooler than that. Next up, we've got a tag team match player. Once again, this was the match I thought we were going to have in the last show, or similar. So Bandido and Drew Gulak once again teaming up. This time it's even though taking on Papa Shango and Kevin Sullivan, who of course last week beat up Keith Lee. That's why this match is happening. Of course, more build for the Glory Days and the Troop match that's coming up. And this time, Gulak, you know what, buddy? I don't want to annoy you, so you can have the win. So Gulak can beat Sullivan cleanly, but then there's going to be running after. So his old friend, who he didn't want to lose to, he's going to beat him up. So running attack on, and of course Keith Lee. I mean, I suppose in the ideal, I can't book it, but Keith Lee had come out at this point and try and even the numbers up. And anyway, obviously I can't book that. That's despite the fact Keith Lee getting ready for his main event match. More angles. Again, building up the matches. So it's going to be one-on-one angle. Not going to be fighting though. It's going to be confrontation. I think I'm going to book this segment before, but we'll just book it again. So Paige and Katrina. So once again, we're keeping Asuka off TV. So they just hype the match basically. That's coming up, and then we're going to have another tag team match player. I feel like I have a lot of tag team matches anyway, but certainly on the go home shows. I don't think it's just a nice way of building. If you've got 2 singles matches coming up, just stick them together and, you know, make a tag team match out of it. Because that's what we're doing here. Although it's going to be quite an interesting match, I think. The way this one would play out. Excuse me. So you're going to have Kairi Sane teaming with Tenille Dashwood to take on Deonna Purrazzo and Mickie James. So what would happen here is both teams, not in a WWE can they get along style, but both teams are sort of wary of each other. So Deonna doesn't really want to team with Mickie because Mickie took the belt off her. And Kairi doesn't really want to team with Tenille because... Tenille doesn't really want to team with Kairi because obviously Kairi's part of the Stunning Superman's stable, so she's a bit wary of her. And Tenille, you know, doesn't want anything to jeopardise this title shot that she's been waiting months for. So there'll be a little bit of tension between both sides. However, because they're heels, they would take advantage of it. And that's how they would win. So we're going to have... So Tenille is going to beat Deonna. And it's going to be opponent miscommunication. So no aftermath. But obviously just a build to both matches there. So yeah, so like I said, both sides don't really want to team with each other. But Kairi and Tenille, because they're heels... wasn't the music act, Kairi and Tenille? Anyway, because they're heels, they think, well, you know... They don't let it bother them, basically, more than the babyface. The babyface is a bit more wary, whereas the heels are like, well, you know, it's just... They're a bit more ruthless. Move on. Right. Speaking of... So we had a debut in the last episode. We're going to have another debut in this episode of Warfare. However, it's not going to quite be a debut. It's going to be a building up for a debut. It could be a video angle. Hype video for debuting worker. And it's going to be... Well, there she is. Barbie Hayden. So I signed Barbie Hayden. I think this is why WoW signed Masquerita Dorada. So I signed Barbie Hayden from WoW. So I wanted to add somebody else to the women's division, and I just wanted her... I didn't want it to be an ex-WWE person, because all the women I looked at, it was like Naomi. Naomi's available. Natalia, Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. They're all ex-WWE. So I basically want to try and sign... I mean, she's not homegrown because she's come from WoW, but I wanted to try and sign somebody that was essentially... homegrown. And she fit the bill quite nicely, I thought, so... Should be able to get her over quite nicely. Right. Yet another tag team match player. Coming up next. I'm really annoyed about the mic falling over earlier. That's going to sound horrendous. But like I said, we'll edit that out. Okay, so in this match, it's going to be the Sky Riders are coming back. So it's Trey Miguel and Triton. And they're going to take on El Cutrero and Sanson, so NGD. And NGD can win. Both been off... We'll just remind fans that both these teams exist. Cleanly, no aftermath, no point to this match, just a match. Leading to another video package. And it's a hype video for an upcoming 2-on-2 match. So Go Shiozaki, I mean, we've never really done an angle to announce it. This is essentially confirmed. It's a Go Shiozaki and Kushida. They're going to challenge for the tag titles at City of Devils. So it's the Mighty versus go time. And then it's main event time. A match you never thought you'd see. Well, I will bill it as a dream match, even though it's not really. To some people it might be. Mick Foley versus Keith Lee. Here it comes. And Keith Lee is going to win. Mick Foley doesn't complain because he's a company guy, unlike Drew Gulak. But he's going to win by DQ. So he's going to win by DQ. DQ with interference, sorry. So that's going to be Bob Backlund's going to run in. Mr. Backlund, as Mick Foley refers to him as. But then in the aftermath, then this is the key. This is the key. Keith Lee's going to be saved by Dominik Dijakovic. So he finally, after all this time, he finally joins the troupe. Now he's not turning babyface, that's absolutely crucial. So this isn't going to be a babyface turn. So purpose isn't to turn him babyface, but this purpose is for him to join. So after he finally joins the troupe, basically. So what would happen here, really, rather than just, so essentially this has just become a big schmoz. So yeah, you know, Backlund had caused a DQ, and then, you know, the Sullivan had run in, Rick Steiner had run in, but then Gulak had run in, Bandito had run in, but then Warlord had run in. So the troupe are getting outnumbered, and then essentially Dijakovic would do the Steve Austin when he came back to fight the Alliance, when he was in the friendly tap, and then he smashed the pool cue and drove back to the arena. The glass hit, and everyone went crazy, and he basically beat the Alliance up on his own. So that's kind of what would happen here, only not quite as heroic as that. But Dijakovic had run in, he'd even the score. Excalibur would get up from the announce desk as well, because he's part of it now. So Excalibur get up from the desk, but they're getting outnumbered. Obviously, there's more members of the Glory Days. Dijakovic comes in, the troops stand tall to as the show goes off the air, and that's the final bit of build for the big match at City of Devils. So now the troupe have got 5 members. So in this show, they've signed 2 new members. I mean, it's been teased for ages, so I don't think it really matters that we've kind of done it both on the same show. I mean, you know, Excalibur, Foley's been prodding the bear with Excalibur for weeks, and you know, we've kind of been teasing Dijakovic for a while as well. Now, I'm hoping this is going to be a good show. Good, excellent Excalibur. Orange Cassidy versus Congo Kong, good. 2 big singles matches to bookend the show. I kind of did that on purpose. That's fine. Could have been better, but hey ho. Cool, that was way better than I thought it was going to be, so I'll take that. Excellent. Again, another feud that's gone really, really well. I've been really, really pleased with this feud. Katrina and Paige and Asuka. Been a nice little dynamic. It's been like a bit of like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, for the sense of CM Punk's not been on TV and Drew McIntyre's kind of kept the feud going. That's what's kind of happened here. I mean, I've kept Asuka off TV on purpose, because, like I said, the storyline really is Katrina doesn't want Paige to interact with Asuka because she's scared she'll turn her against her. Really good, way better than I thought it was going to be, but, well, not way better, but better than I thought it was going to be, but they're all really good workers, so of course it was good. That's fine. Excellent match, which I expected, to be honest. I'm interested to see how this main event goes. That could have been better. How's this main event going to go? Keith Lee versus Mick Foley. I just hope Foley doesn't lose overness. That's the only thing I'm bothered about, really. And he has lost a point of overness. That's a shame. Yeah, Keith Lee gained a point, though, so that's good. I mean, to be fair, Foley can lose overness. He's not. He's pretty over, so we can get that back if we need to. Right, good. Yeah, pleased with that. Once again, can't seem to crack 70%. Annoyingly, I'm hoping this. I'm hoping City of Devils might, but I think the 5-on-5 match might let it down, because matches like that tend not to get good ratings on here. Right, so that's it. So City of Devils is now ready to go. The last day of August. Dear? Okay, fair enough. 3.10, so that was a slightly lower rating. But the ratings are good. Yep, so the Dominic Dijakovic and Excalibur have joined the troop. So let's just add them to the stable. Let's not add the stable. Add new member. Dominic Dijakovic and Excalibur. So there we go. So they're the five men that's going to defend PWG's honour against the Glory Days. Now I need to decide. Well, I have decided, but obviously there's more than 5 members of the Glory Days, so we'll see who's going to miss out. But yeah, that is booked, ready for City of Devils, as is the rest of the card. So the card in full. I'll just quickly run down it actually before I end the video, just to give it further hype. So we've got Kairi Sane taking on Jenna Parazzo. Tag titles are on the line. The Mighty defending against Go Time. We've got the women's title on the line. Mickie James defending against Tennille Dashwood. We've got the world title on the line. Congo Kong versus Eli Drake. And then we've got the non-title matches taking place. Of course, the Troop versus the Glory Days. If the Glory Days win, Bob Backlund takes over. If the Troop win, then the Glory Days must disband. We've got Orange Cassidy versus Josh Barnett, which we've hastily added to the card, but we just needed to flesh it out a little bit. And then we've got Paige versus Asuka, which I have to say, if I don't say myself, has been built excellently. But that is the end of the card that's going to be taking place on the beginning of the next video, and that is the end of this video. So if you enjoyed this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. If you are following this series, then first of all, thank you very much. Second of all, if you've got any booking ideas for anything, then please leave a comment. I will potentially take it into account. I think it sounds cool, because after this Glory Days stable storyline is kind of runs its course, or the Troop storyline, but depending on who wins at City of Devils, it's been a big storyline, so it's kind of been going for 6 months, and yeah, I'm gonna need fresh content. So if anyone does care enough to leave a storyline suggestion, then please do that. While you're here on YouTube, though, if you head over to the channel, The Uncommentator, you'll find the rest of the videos in this playlist. If you want to see how I've got to this point, then please go and do that. If you can also find a myriad of other games that I've played through. If wrestling's your thing, then I've played through WWE Crush Hour, so please go and check that out. Also, there's plenty of other stuff on there. Pokemon, Star Fox, Streets of Rage, all sorts of different things. So please go and check all that out. But join me next time. We're going to be moving on to the next episode. We're going to be doing the big event, the big August event, City of Devils, and then dealing with the fallout from that. So we'll stick with 2 videos a show, but of course, well, I think we're going to do that. We'll be doing City of Devils basically, and then we'll see what happens after that. Hopefully as well, I won't make as many mistakes and talk as much rubbish as I have done in this episode. But until we get to that point, for now from me, it is sayonara.